We've Mick the game caller Gleddle. The referee for this afternoon is Cameron Worsley. He last officiated the Bradford Bulls in round 6 when Bradford suffered a 1-point loss to Widnes, and Eamon O'Carroll labels this game this afternoon as must win, and the message to the players is simple. This is a must win game, and this is something that the club and the players and the coaching staff have spoken at great length this week. So Whitehaven will have first use of the ball. They will play towards the Rewley Avenue terracing away from the South Bank stand, and early doors we've got 3 Bradford players bringing down Whitehaven on their own 20-metre line. So Newton goes out of dummy half. He'll give the ball there to Ross Ainley, who will carry Whitehaven on tackle for 20 shy of halfway. So the 30 away from their own try line as they offload the ball out the back, and Newton finds a support play move, and Whitehaven come down the middle here with Lachlan Hannigan, and Hannigan goes on the outside here towards Jake Mason. He's wrapped up on the last. It's a quick play, the ball here. Whitehaven 10 metres out early doors. Mason, crossfield, kick towards the corner. Bounce of the ball, just goes dead. Very nearly a trying at the corner for Curtis Thier. And that is a little bit of a danger and a warning sign early doors here for the Bradford Bulls, because James Newton, he just had far too much space there. He then sucked in Taufua. There was Apo involved in that defensive play before the ball went on the outside to the Halifax loanee, Ben Hersey-Horde. But then Jake Mason, who's in the standoff role this afternoon, he put the crossfield kick in just a little bit too much as Matt Walsh and Curtis Thier, that left centre wing combination for Whitehaven, were looking to put a little bit of pressure on young Jaden Myers. So the ball went dead. We've just had a quick stoppage, a Whitehaven player getting patched up. Bradford's first use of the ball here, and it's a 0 tackle as Jaden Okinbaugh will get to his feet and he will play the ball. It's going to go out of dummy half from Tyron Ott now to George Taufua. Taufua's 5 shy of halfway. Jaden Okinbaugh has signed a 1-year contract extension till the end of 2025. 8 appearances and 3 tries thus far for Jaden Okinbaugh. He's back playing with a smile as Bradford are inside the Whitehaven half with Lily. Lily to Apo. Apo, big, strong, powerful run here from the Papua New Guinean international. 15 away from the Whitehaven line. Bradford's first set of 6 as Lily links with Sammut. Sammut kicks, looking for Okinbaugh off full turn. Okinbaugh's grounded the ball, and Jaden Okinbaugh, fresh after signing that brand new 1-year deal till the end of 2025. Okinbaugh has pounced on the ball, and he now has try number 5 of the season. Lovely play from Sammut. It was Lily to Sammut. Sammut 20 metres out, kicking to the in-goal area, and Jaden Okinbaugh with millimetres to spare. That dead ball line was inching close, and that's the perfect start for Bradford. 2 minutes gone, Bradford 4, Whitehaven 0. We've just seen what Jarrod Sammut can do. He realised that there was an issue out there on the right with Callum Shaw and Will Evans out of position, and the kick came in, and it was Okinbaugh who pounced. Well, he was a try scorer last week in that game, the 24-all draw against Barrow, and he has got his account up and running this afternoon. Whitehaven protesting the ball was grounded on the dead ball line, but the officials a lot closer to the action than where we are. Cameron Worsley, the young official from Leeds, he pointed that the ball was grounded in the field of play, and the try confirmed and stands. Lily was 2 from 5 last week, 40%. He's kicking at 79% for the season, 91 from 117. This is right on this main stand touchline in the sunshine. Can he get another 2 points to Bradford's early try? And that one creeps in that right-hand upright. And Bradford lead 6 points to 0 here. 3 minutes gone on the clock. A perfect start on a perfect afternoon in the sunshine and Odsal for the Bulls. It's Bradford 6, Whitehaven no score. Well, we'll keep you up to date with all the latest scores. Batley hosting Swinton, Halifax at the Shea against Barrow, Widnes, Featherstone and York against Dewsbury. But look at that for a result yesterday. Doncaster 20, Toulouse 18. Craig Hall's try, 2 minutes from full time. giving Carl Hall, Richard Horn and everyone involved at the Doncaster club a lot of reasons to cheer and smile. They're now above Featherstone in the table and inside the playoffs in 6th place. Bradford know a win this afternoon puts the pressure on Toulouse and Sheffield, who lost earlier on in round 19. And on the restart here on West Yorkshire Radio, Bradford leading 6-0. They're already up to halfway with Michael Lawrence here on tackle number 3. So a very strong set after points, which will please Eamon O'Carroll. Out a dummy half to Lily. Now once again Apo taking 4 black-shirted Whitehaven defenders with him, and he's 25 away from the Whitehaven line on tackle 4. 1 left for the Bulls. Ott to Lily. Lily misses out Bayliss to Sammut. Sammut towards Holmes. Holmes into that attacking line, and Holmes is wrapped up, 5 away. They're on the last tackle, the Bulls, but they've conceded a set restart of Whitehaven. Sammut's kicked early. He didn't realise the tackle count had gone back to 0. So it was a very late call from referee Cameron Worsley, but Sammut was set up towards the kick to go underneath the post. So Bradford given an early set restart, which hasn't really benefited Bradford at all. And that was because Callum Shaw, the Hull FC loanee, flopped on Holmes as Tom Holmes was looking to get a quick play of the ball 5 metres out from the Whitehaven try line. So Whitehaven now back in possession, a relieving spell of possession after some early pressure from the Bradford Bulls, and they're 10 shy of halfway here as Newton goes out a dummy half. He goes on this left-hand side here with the former Workington man, Curtis Thier. He's wrapped up 2 metres shy of halfway. Newton back in at dummy half. It's going to go to Mason. Mason high, hanging, kick, targets Holmes in the sunshine. Holmes comes up with the error, and that will be scrum head and feet to Whitehaven, 10 away from the Bradford line. So in the sunshine here, Bradford, despite opening the early scoring, they've come up with their first error of the afternoon. Tom Holmes not able to deal with the former Halifax and Sunshine Coast Falcons player, Jake Mason, who's in that standoff role, and he's earned Whitehaven a repeat set of 6. So Bradford 6, Whitehaven 0. We've had 5.5 minutes gone on the clock here at Barnacard Odsal this afternoon. If you're joining us late, it was Jaden Ockingbo's 5th try of the season that has got the Bulls in front after a lovely threaded through kick on the last from Jarrod Sammut. But here come Whitehaven now, and this is a first real test of Bradford's defence's attitude this afternoon, as Eamon O'Carroll felt he wants to see more energy in defence after allowing Barrow some weak tries and weak points, and Logan Bayliss fronting up and muscling up, and Whitehaven 2 metres out now underneath the Bradford post here, looking to get themselves on the scoreboard for the first time this afternoon, as we see Lachlan Hannigan drop the shoulder, but he's not getting past Tyron Ott and Jordan Lilly and Tom Holmes and Kevin Apo. So they're on tackle number 4. 1 left here for the Cumbrians as they go in front of the post with Lachlan Hannigan. Now towards Mason. Mason, short ball into the arms of McCarran. McCarran's wrapped up, and they're on the 5th and last tackle here at John Tigorley's side. 6-0 they trail as Newton kicks out a dummy half. Ockingbo happy to let that one roll dead. It will be another 6 tackle set for the Bulls. And on the last 6 tackle set the Bulls had, they scored points. So here goes Ockingbo, who taps the ball to Taufua, the former Wakefield Manly man, wrapped up on the 0 tackle on Bradford's 30-metre line. Lily out a dummy half, goes on this near side towards Jaden Myers, who is making appearance number 17 of the season. The homegrown Bradford wing centre. He's had a great progression as Jaden Myers, and he'll be looking to make an impact this afternoon as Bradford inch up and over halfway with Tom Holmes. Up now to Sammut to Bayliss, the Scotland international, the former Brisbane Broncos, Brisbane Tigers, North Queensland man, plays the ball 30 out from the line as Holmes finds Fulton. Fulton gives the ball to Ockingbo, but it's a knock-on according to the officials. Fulton broke clear, but he did have a Dean Gebbe and Jake Mason just grabbing onto his coattails, and not quite sure Zach Fulton had to force the ball there. But Bradford turning over possession, second error of the afternoon, 15 away from the Whitehaven line. They're certainly looking in the mood in the opening 7 minutes, and certainly what does putting things right performance entail? Well, the time for talking about putting things right is clearly over, with supporters' frustrations clearly evident this week on social media. And it's been a common theme of late, poor performances and talking about learning the lessons from it. The fans certainly want to see a reaction out there on the field, not hearing about it in interviews, which then prove to be hot air when things happen over and over again. Well, Bradford have conceded a penalty from the scrum for not being onside. So Whitehaven now are up to halfway via the boot of Lachlan Hannigan. And Bradford having to do some more defending early doors here as we see Newton now. Goes along the line from King, but Hallis and Appo, they come running into Lachlan Hannigan's peripheral vision. And Whitehaven have coughed the ball up. Second error from Whitehaven. So a very strong start from Bradford. It's gone a little bit scattergun in the preceding 5 minutes, but with 8 minutes gone on the clock here at Bardacard Odsal in this round 19 fixture, it remains Bradford 6, Whitehaven 0. They will have the head and feed at the scrum, centre field, on Bradford's own 40-metre line. And I just watched a quick replay on the screen there. Great play there from Appo and Hallis. They really did get physical into Lachlan Hannigan, forcing that ball out. So here goes Ockenbaugh tackle one, up dummy half to Hallis. Sam Hallis, 19th appearance of the season for him. Just the one try in the 1895 Cup win against Keighley as Bradford moved the ball over on the left-hand side. Good fast hands there from Sammut to Lilly to Lehman. And Max Lehman's wrapped up 2 metres in from touch, 30 away from the Whitehaven line. Taufua goes in at dummy half, now to Lilly. Here goes Logan Bayliss down the middle, bounces off one, bounces off two, finds Lawrence. Lawrence along the line to Hallis. Good second phase play. Bradford just trying to open up Whitehaven here as we see Ott in there at dummy half to Lawrence to Lilly. Misses out Appo, finds Holmes. Holmes is wrapped up, 12 away from the line, 12 to the left-hand side of the post. They're on the last tackle here as Lilly puts boot to ball. Crossfield kick looking for Ockenbaugh. Jaden Ockenbaugh back to Myers. Myers just couldn't control the touch and possession of the ball. It was great play from the Bulls. Telepathic Rugby League. The last tackle play, the crossfield kick. Ockenbaugh using his 6'5" leaping like the salmon on the Bradford Bulls gif on social media, looking to go upstream to mate and fertilise the eggs. But Myers just quite couldn't take the ball in. If he takes it in, he's over in at the corner for Bradford's second try. So a third error in the opening 10 minutes by the Bulls, but they're going to come up with errors. I'm sure Eamon O'Carroll will forgive his side for turning over possession on the Whitehaven try line. And now Whitehaven have come up with their third error because Newton has knocked on at dummy half, and that is head and feed to Bradford, 20 metres out from the Whitehaven line. So just shy of 10 minutes gone here. Michael Lawrence using that experience and leadership, just saying to calm things down a little bit. Don't need to try and force the ball and score on every play. Break Whitehaven down and put some fatigue into that Whitehaven defence. And when you break them down, the point should come. Lilly from the scrum to Holmes. Holmes wrapped up there by King. Also involved in that tackle, Lucas Castle. They're 10 away from the Whitehaven line as Ott goes out a dummy half, desperately looking for his first try of the season. He's 5 away. Tackle 2. Bradford 6, Whitehaven 0. It's a scorcher of an afternoon here at Bardacard Odsal as Hallis gives the ball there to Logan Bayliss, and Bayliss is literally right on top of the Whitehaven line. And he's playing the ball millimetres away as Ott's been taken out off the ball. Whitehaven away upfield with Adine Gebbit and Cameron Worsley. What's the decision going to be here? He's going to say Bradford ball, Adine Gebbit has knocked the ball on. Bradford appealing for a penalty, none forthcoming. Fourth error of the afternoon by Whitehaven, and I'm guessing Adine Gebbit had to do that because if Tyrone Ott gives the ball to Michael Lawrence, in my opinion, is going underneath the post for his first try and his second career try in the red, amber and black of the Bradford Bulls. As it is, it's a third repeat set now for the Bulls on the Whitehaven line. That surely must mean some points are forthcoming, with the greatest respect to Whitehaven, as George Taufua is rolled over 2 metres out underneath the post. Tyrone Ott dummy half to Hallis. Hallis driving over the line, pushed back in the field of play just as he was about to ground the ball. Great defence there from Matt Walsh, who came in, and Lawrence now tries to pinch one from short run, but once again Whitehaven 4 defenders bringing down Michael Lawrence, the Bradford captain, on his return to action. Lilly now goes towards the line, takes it on himself. himself. He'll get a quick play of the ball in 2 metres out, and here goes Kevin Appo, and Appo, too much power, too much strength. Whitehaven, they were desperate. The defensive line was shot to pieces. They'd done too much defending, stopping Hallis, Bayliss, Lawrence, and then Lilly. The gaps appeared, and Bradford do have a second try of the afternoon, and that was great instinctive play from Tyranot. Tyranot, just that short scoop ball towards Appo. Appo underneath to the left-hand side of the post. And Kevin Appo, he was also a try scorer last week against Barrow in that draw. Try number 6 of the season for him. He's just missed 1 game all season, Kevin Appo. That was the round 14 draw with Toulouse. And with 12 minutes gone on the clock here at Barricade Odsal, Bradford looking like they're going to be level and showing parity with the clock, with the scoreboard at 12 points to 0. Lilly does have to convert this, and there is a bit of a difficult wind for Lilly to contend with this afternoon. But the kick predictor turned on once again. And it's saying 89% for Jordan Lilly. It was only 40% last weekend, but then so too was Ryan Shaw. A difficult afternoon in Barrow for the goal kickers, but Lilly about to make it 2 from 2, which he does. 100% for Jordan Lilly. And it's Bradford Bulls 12, Whitehaven 0. 12 minutes gone on the clock. Bradford level with the clock. Whitehaven already looking a little bit tired and fatigued. Early doors in the sunshine here at Barricade Odsal. Well, Eamon O'Carroll's called for energy and effort for the full 80 minutes. Not just playing well for an hour and then throwing the game away with ill-disciplined errors and switching off defensively. As we said, 2 convincing leads against Barrow last weekend, thrown away through dumb decisions, a lack of action. Bradford thus far respecting possession and certainly putting that effort and energy into both their attacking and defensive structures. George Taufua on the restart, already up to Bradford's 30-metre line, gets a quick play of the ball in. Tyranot now goes scampering past some static Whitehaven defenders as Michael Lawrence nearly ran into Tyranot there. He just ducked and bobbed down there as Ott plays the ball on halfway. Lilly dummy half now goes right side to Hallis. Hallis wrapped up there by McCarron and Newton, and Bradford now 20 inside the Whitehaven half of the field. 12 points to 0 the Bulls leave here at Barricade Odsal as Lilly now to Appo, and Appo going on another big barnstorming run. He's 20 away, they're on the last here. Ockimbo's calling for it. Lilly looks up, kicks towards Ockimbo. Ockimbo's knocked the ball on, and here come Whitehaven. They're running clear, but Tom Holmes comes across and wraps up Jake Mason. Mason's up to halfway, and Holmes comes in at acting half there in that defensive A and B marker position and makes another tackle, which is helped then by Lawrence and Fulton, and that's got the crowd showing their appreciation. Here goes Curtis Thier. He's brought down 25 out from the Bradford line. The Bulls leading 12-0 here as Newton to Lachlan Hannigan. Hannigan now towards Ainley, and Ross Ainley's rolled over 12 away to the right-hand side of the post as Ainley gets to his feet. Here goes Lachlan Hannigan. It's another error from Whitehaven, and this time it's Kevin Appo who will take the ball as it ricochets off the chest of Will Evans. And Bradford back in possession here now, and that was the 0 tackle as Whitehaven have made error number 6 of this first half. So 15 minutes gone on the clock. It is Bradford 12, Whitehaven no score here at Barricade Odsal as Max Lehman's rolled over in centre field by 2 hungry Whitehaven defenders. But here goes Tyranot out of dummy half, up and over halfway. Tyranot's made 20, 30, 40 metres. Tyranot carries Bradford 30 away centre field from the Whitehaven line. And now Lilly's going to kick towards Taufua, but it's gone straight into the arms there of Adine Gebe. Well, great run from Tyranot, a bit of a flat end there to what was the early kick on the tackle there from Lilly. Probably wanted to go towards this right-hand side where Myers, Fulton and Ockimbo were calling for the ball, but 12-0 Bradford lead, and thus far showing a lot of promise both in attack and defence there, despite that sort of flat end of that set there, as we now see Whitehaven move the ball 10 shy of halfway. 16 gone on the clock. Coming towards the end of the first quarter as Lachlan Hennigan kicks early in the count now, and he'll turn Tom Holmes around, and Holmes will have to shift across to that wing position, and Holmes, the mazy footwork, beats one, beats two. Holmes is still going, finds Fulton. Fulton offloads the ball to Myers. Myers puts a big fend there on Callum Shaw and Will Evans. He's wrapped up. 5 shy of halfway on tackle number 1. Sammut goes in there at dummy half, and here goes Jaden Ockimbo. 10-15 metres made by the former Canterbury Bulldogs man, and he's 5 inside the Whitehaven half of the field. We've up there at dummy half to Lawrence, and Lawrence just punches a hole down the middle. 3 Whitehaven defenders committed to bringing down the former Huddersfield Giant man. The Jamaican international will turn and face the Whitehaven post. He'll play the ball up now towards Hallis. Hallis Lilly to Apo. Apo looking to get the ball out the back, but he's wrapped up there in a 3-man tackle. And Bradford are 15 away from the Whitehaven try line on what is tackle 4. So 1 remaining on this set as Jordan Lilly gives the ball to Sammut. Sammut into that Whitehaven defensive line, and Jarrod Sammut will score his first try in the red, amber and black on his second homecoming. He's just done the somersault in the in-goal area. Spectacular, superlative play there from the mercurial Maltese man, Jarrod Sammut. 20 metres out, Sammut's gone past Hannigan, he's gone past Mason, he's gone past McCarran, he's left Edine Gebe just smelling the dust coming up from the Odsal playing surface. And Jarrod Sammut, well, that will be a huge confident boost for him, the 37-year-old, rolling back the years with a very, very fine score. We're just shy of the 20-minute mark here, but so far so good for the Bradford Bulls. 16 points to 0, about to be 18-0. It's underneath the post, the kick predictor at 100%. And when you watch that one back on the highlights reel, great footwork, great vision there from Jarrod Sammut. He was plotting his course to the line, that invisible line that only Jarrod Sammut can see. And he went past half the Whitehaven team from 20 metres out. And that was quite a spectacular individual score there from the Maltese, mercurial Maltese, Jarrod Sammut. Lily from in front, 3 from 3. Bradford Bulls 18, Whitehaven 0 here at Barricade. Odsal, exactly 20 minutes gone on the clock. And you feel Bradford are hungry. You feel Bradford are in the mood for some points this afternoon. Well, Eamon O'Carroll, he knows no doubt about the importance of Bradford returning to winning ways. He labelled this one at his weekly press conference. This is must win. So an admission from Eamon O'Carroll that he's had to get his hands on the players this week at training and change his attitude towards the players. Feels that there's still time, with 8 games to go, for the current playing group to produce something special in 2024. So Bradford on the restart, already up to halfway on tackle 2 here with Sam Hallis. Otson at dummy half, fires a ball on the left side towards Lawrence. Lawrence brought down there by Ainley and Castle. Quick play the ball though from Lawrence, and now Tyron Ott goes straight down the middle, and he's going to be brought down 20 metres out from the Whitehaven line. And that's the 5th and last tackle here for the Bradford Bulls. Can they go back-to-back here as Sammut, once again, high-hanging kick, targets Edine Gebe, and Gebe is clattered there by Jordan Lilly. And then it's Myers and Fulton who come on top of the Papua New Guinean. And now Bradford are going to force a goal line drop out here. Look at that for energy in defence. It's Myers, it's Fulton, it's Sammut. Curtis Thier was there at acting half, picking the ball up 2 metres out from his own try line, and then he met that wall of red, amber and black defiance. It was Myers, Fulton, Sammut. There was no way out for the former Workington man, and Bradford have forced their 13th goal line dropout in their last 6 outings. So repeat set from the Bulls. And now they've knocked the ball on with Jordan Lilly on halfway in the sunshine. And that will alleviate some of that pressure. Well, we can see 2 big men warming up below our commentary position here. We've got Aribi Doro and Franklin Pele about to come on to proceedings. Bradford with a comfortable 18-0 advantage at this stage in the game. And just when you think things couldn't get any better for Whitehaven, it's about to get a lot much worse because 2 big, hungry, aggressive players about to come on. But Whitehaven will have the ball here. Bradford's 4th error of the afternoon. They made 9 against Barrow, simply not good enough. But as we said, Bradford haven't conceded any set restarts in the last 3. They've not conceded any this afternoon. And the average penalty count has gone down from nearly 9 penalties a game to just 6.8. So there has been a marked improvement from Eamon O'Carroll's side, certainly in terms of those defensive penalties. And you can blame me for this one when you're watching this one back on Bulls TV, because Bradford have just conceded their first set restart in 4 games. And that will give Whitehaven a repeat set of 6, 10 metres out now from the Bradford try line as Adine Gebby gets to his feet, and he'll play the ball as Mason links there with King towards Hannigan, and they've lost the ball, Whitehaven, early in the tackle count, and that is knock-on and error number 7 from Whitehaven in a very, very frustrating stop-start, lacklustre performance from them this afternoon. So, 24 minutes gone, 16 to half-time, Bradford 18, Whitehaven 0. Early tries from Okimbo, Apo and Sammut. Well, John Tigoli's pre-match thoughts were he knows Whitehaven are going to be coming up against a pride-dented, hungry to return to winning ways Bradford side, and John Tigoli certainly knows his side will have to dig deep and work hard for each other this afternoon in the Odsal sunshine. He knows Bradford will play with that hurt mentality and will start strongly with a forward dominant game plan, and Whitehaven's job is to try and slow down and stop that momentum, and they've not been able to do that thus far, with Bradford now bringing on Doro and Pele, and also Harvey Makin coming on for Lawrence, Bayliss and Hallis. So it's a triple change. The triumvirate there of Pele, Doro. And here goes Doro, first game back in 2. Hulkinson Rovers bound for 24. Doro's rolled over, 25 away from the Whitehaven line. Sloppy, messy play the ball there. Otson at dummy half. He gives it there to the Kiwi, Franklin Pele, and look at Pele go. Pele's 10 metres out now from the Whitehaven line. They're on the last tackle though, the Bulls. Lilly back on the inside to Holmes. Holmes on the power play. He's over the line, but he's inches short according to the officials, and his run is halted. Great tackle there, it must be said, as Sam Campbell on loan from Halifax had to come in and wrap up Tom Holmes to stop him from scoring what would have been try number 6 of the season. But we've just seen some good second phase play there, trying to test and unlock this Whitehaven defence. But with 15 to go to half-time, Bradford lead Whitehaven by 18 points to 0 in the sunshine here at Barricade Odsal. So Whitehaven tackle free. They're still 10 away from their own try line here as Adine Gebby goes out of dummy half on a run, and he's broken clear as Adine Gebby. He's floated the ball forward towards Jordan Lilly. Well, that's inexplicable from Adine Gebby, because he's just broken clear and he's just thrown the ball forward towards Jordan Lilly, and now Bradford are going up the other end of the field, and they're 25 away from the Whitehaven line, and that's error number 8 of the afternoon for Whitehaven, and that's just an invitation for Bradford to put offensive pressure on Whitehaven's defensive line. Here goes Wigan youngster Harvey Makin. He's 10 away now from that Whitehaven try line. Oxen at dummy half to Sammut. Sammut drops the shoulder again. Sammut very nearly was in himself. There was no support either side, but Doro just goes out of dummy half, and welcome back Aribi Doro. He doesn't score many tries, Aribi Doro, but Doro, in his 18th appearance of the season, he has try number 3 of the season, Bradford's 4th of the afternoon. He salutes the Odsal faithful on the terraces in the sunshine, and it's raining points, it's raining tries here at Barricade Odsal. We're in the 27th minute. And Bradford in a very, very comfortable, commanding position at this stage of the game. Well, Bradford yet to hit 40 points in the Championship this season. as things currently stand, this might be one of those great attacking performances against a very wounded opponent and vulnerable opponent in Whitehaven. But certainly Bradford working hard for each other. They're certainly putting a performance that is going to rectify what has happened previously against Widnes in round 17 and that draw against Barrow last weekend in round 18. So the strong start to the match. There's a lot of physicality that they've not been able to deal with here this afternoon, Whitehaven. And the kick predictor back at 100% for Jordan Lilly. It's slap bang in front. So 4 tries in the first half from the Bradford Bulls. Jordan Lilly 4 from 4. Bradford in complete control of this one. It's Bradford Bulls 24. Whitehaven 0. And just when you thought that the pressure was on Eamon O'Carroll for the first time in 2024 after just 1 win from the last 5 games and those 2 consecutive poor performances on the road at Widnes and Barrow, things are starting to look up for the Bradford Bulls. Well, we knew it was not going to be a quick fix. Eamon O'Carroll clearly said that last week between Sammut and Lilly, but we're certainly seeing a very blossoming half-back partnership developing before our eyes and your ears this afternoon. Well, the momentum is very firmly in Bradford's favour here as Whitehaven get their 5th restart of the afternoon underway, and Fulton will return the ball to Bradford's 30-metre line. Ots at dummy half, back in centre field with Sammut to Ockenbaugh. Ockenbaugh now to Pele, and Pele's just swatting away those defenders. Finds Ott in support down the middle, back to Ockenbaugh, now to Doro. And Doro's wrapped up, 30 away from the Whitehaven try line. They're in a centre field position here, the Bradford Bulls, as Sammut once again takes the line on. Now to Lilly. Lilly's sharpshooted his way into that Whitehaven defensive line. He's 10 away, 10 in from the far stand side. Back in centre field from Sammut to Makin to Doro. Doro's 2 away from the Whitehaven line. Bradford on the restart here. Are they going back to back? Tyrone Ott, first try of the season. No, it's not. You can see there on the vision. Oh, get the tape measure out, get the ruler out. Someone asked James Ford, but he's literally millimetres underneath the post. Tyrone Ott there, the former North Sydney Bears man from opening his try-scoring account. And that was a real strong set after points from the Bradford Bulls. They'll turn the ball over on top of the Whitehaven line and 2 tackles into this fresh set of 6. Whitehaven are 10 away from their own line. 24 points to 0 down here as Newton goes out of dummy half. He'll give it to Campbell, the youngster, and he's going to get to his feet. He'll play the ball as they're now looking for some momentum and people to just roll the sleeves up and help them try and get the ball away from the danger area, as we see Mason kick early in the count. He goes straight to the air. Targets Taufua. Taufua takes that 20 out from his own line, and he now floats the ball over on the far stand side as Bradford now will turn defence into attack as Jordan Lilly's wrapped up 5 shy of halfway. Tackle number 1. If you're just joining us, West Yorkshire Radio, also syndicated coverage on Bulls TV. It's Bradford 24, Whitehaven 0 after tries from Ockenbaugh, Apo, Sammut and Doro. Tafua's playing the ball 10 inside the Whitehaven half, centre field. Short little scoop from Ott towards Makin. Makin's 25 out. Bradford 24, Whitehaven 0. 2 tackles left on this set from the Bulls. Ott misses out Doro, finds Sammut. Sammut to Pele. Pele through a huge gap there, and Pele, he's got 4 or 5 clinging onto him for dear life, and Bradford 5 away from the Whitehaven line. Is a 5th try of the afternoon calling. Sammut keeps hold of possession, and they're on the last tackle. Bradford 10 away, centre field. They're going to go with Lilly on the short side. Pass towards Ockenbaugh, and Myers is in. Lovely support play from Jaden Myers. It clipped to Whitehaven hand. It was Ockenbaugh towards the corner. He sucked in Shaw, Evans, and the fullback Adine Gebe, and then it was that pass on the inside from Jaden Ockenbaugh to Jaden Myers, and Myers will get try number 8 of the season. Bradford's 5th for the afternoon. And who knows where this score is going, but currently Bradford, they are blowing the scoreboard up here at Barricade Oddsall, and we've not been able to say that too many times in 2024. So Myers Missed the last two with the HIA. He's back this afternoon. And he has tried number 8 of the season, the homegrown player. And an interesting stat that I didn't mention before the game, but Bradford using 10 non-UK players. So history is made regarding a side from Bradford Northern's past or Bradford Bulls past, because this is the first time in the club's history that 10 non-UK players have played. So Ockenbar, Australian, Lehman, Australian, Taufua, Australian, Sammut, Australian, Bayliss, Australian, Ott, Australian, Fulton, Australian, Apo, Papua New Guinean, Pele, New Zealand, and Mitch Shooter, Australian. I know some supporters like to see the homegrown players given a chance, but as we said, this is all about a reaction and a response to those 2 poor performances against Barrow and Widnes. So the try from Myers right on this main stand touchline. Kick predictor here is only at 32% for Jordan Lilly. Can he keep his unblemished record going? Yes. Oh, no, he can't. It's just hit that right hand upright at the 11th hour and bounced back. So oohs and ahs from the Odsal faithful. The kick predictor beating Lilly on that occasion. But on Bulls TV, syndicated coverage with West Yorkshire Radio this afternoon, Bradford cruising here 28 points to 0, and we have 8 minutes to go to half time, and Whitehaven in no real hurry to get the restart back underway. So it will be Jake Mason who will kick downtown towards Tom Holmes, who immediately gives the ball on the outside to Aribi Doro, and Doro's 20 metres out from his own try line. And as we said, you know, what does putting things right performance entail? Well, we're certainly seeing the energy and the effort. We're seeing the respect of the possession, although Bradford are going to receive their first penalty of the afternoon here. Referee Cameron Worsley is just going to penalise Whitehaven here on Bradford's 30-metre line, and that is for a ball steal. So just a penalty apiece, a very low penalty count here this afternoon, as Lilly fires the ball deep into the Whitehaven half. So Bradford a fresh set of 6 here, looking to go back-to-back. But when we talk about putting things right and what that sort of performance entails, we're talking about the effort, the energy, respective possession, the game management, clear decision-making with the ball, the connection between the forwards and the backs, and also discipline in both defence and attack. And the fact Bradford have just given away a penalty in a set restart in this first half, that will please Eamon O'Carroll. Here goes Aribi Doro now back on the charge, and he's just made 20 metres, swatting Whitehaven players to and fro, and he's 15 out underneath the post. Otts at dummy half. It goes to Makin. Makin draws in the defence along the line to Sammut. Now to Lilly, to Lehman, to Taufua. Taufua towards the corner. Great defence there from Will Evans, who comes in and wraps up the former Manly Sea Eagle. The 5 away from the Whitehaven line, though, the Bulls, as Lilly now gives the ball back on the left side towards Apo, and his run is halted there by Lachlan Hannigan. 5 away from the line. 2 tackles left on this set for the Bulls. Lilly to Sammut. Sammut to Ott, to Fulton. Fulton towards the corner. He comes back in field. Good defence there from Campbell and Corkill. And he'll play the ball 2 metres out from the Whitehaven line. Sammut kicks towards the Whitehaven man. It's still the last. Ball's not played, it says the officials, and Sammut is wrapped up there. Well, that's probably the first decision that has got the crowd animated here. It was the last tackle play. Sammut put boot to ball. It was a grubber behind the Whitehaven defensive line. And the officials saying that Whitehaven did not play for the ball. The ball played off the Whitehaven player. Well, we've just seen a replay of that, and it's quite clear the Whitehaven player did stick his right foot out and make a play for it. So I don't think Eamon O'Carroll will be too displeased that that decision has gone against his side here late on in this first half, with Bradford leading 28 points to 0. So West Yorkshire Radio will keep you up to date with the latest scores at half-time, as Whitehaven now are up to halfway after getting a very, very generous decision there from the officials, as Thomas Worthington, who's just come on the field, is wrapped up there by Makin and Doro. Newton again out of dummy half, gives it to McCarron, who had that great try-saving tackle applied on him by Sam Hallis back in the round 12 meeting at the recreation ground as Hannigan kicks on the last now. Targets Taufua. Taufua with the sun bearing down on his eyes. Takes it there from the clear blue sky here at Odsall, and he'll play the ball 5 away from his own try line as Tom Holmes now goes out a dummy half, and he's brought down 12 away from the Bradford Bulls try line. Here goes Max Lehman now looking for a bit of an advantage. Bradford with all the momentum, with all the ascendancy in this first half, comfortable at 28 points to 0 as Franklin Pele gets the dropped off ball there from Lily. There's no one in support there, no one running up. That's a little bit of a constructive criticism there. Pele, for all the world, was looking for a player to come. Whitehaven have touched the ball, though. They've knocked it out of Lily's hands. Lily's picked up possession. 30 out from the Whitehaven line. They'll get the ball back, Bradford. And that is a fresh set of 6 here for Eamon O'Carroll's side. 3 minutes to go to half-time. Bradford now looking for their 6th try in this first half. Holmes to Myers. Myers wrapped up there by Walsh and Thier. He's 5 away from the Whitehaven line, but Pele just made that run there and looking for support, but there was just no one running up with him. Bradford now have Whitehaven stretched. Lily out towards Lehman. Lehman towards the corner, still going. 1, 2, 3. Gebby comes across at the 11th hour, brings him down. The right on top of the Whitehaven line. Again, the Bulls here as Lily now darts past 1, 2. Lily's over. Has he grounded the ball? He's held up, says referee Cameron Worsley. The crowd thought Jordan Lily was over for try number 5 of the season. We're going to go back to the 10. Well, we said there was 3 minutes to go. We're in the final minute here, and there's just seconds left at the end of this first half as Harvey Makin crosses. Makin's got it down. Referee says yes. Try number 6. In a very eventful first half for the Bradford Bulls. And Harvey Makin, the Wigan Warriors loanee prop. He was on loan at Barrow earlier on this season, and he has scored against Whitehaven with the hooter imminent. It's been a perfect 6 from the Bulls here in this first half. They've done everything that Eamon O'Carroll has asked them to. And that was just effective rugby league there. Good alert play from Tyranot at the ruck. He realised Barrow was stretched on that left side. And it was great power and pace once again. The physicality. The danger of Bradford's forward dominant game plan. Whitehaven not able to stop Harvey Makin, the Wigan youngster, scoring his first try in the red, amber and black on his 3rd appearance. Missed the game last week against Barrow due to an agreement with Wigan that he could not face a club that he had already played on loan at. But Wigan happy to allow Bradford to sign their young powerhouse prop forward for the remainder of the season. So Jordan Lily then, kick predictor 100% once again, right in front of the post as Lily takes a little bit of a slip and a tumble, but it is 5 from this afternoon. If Featherstone were to beat Widnes, then Bradford would climb above the Chemics and they'd be hot on the heels of 2nd place Toulouse and 3rd place Sheffield, who they meet next month at Olympic Legacy Park in what will be one of the games of the season. So Doro tackle 1, Pele tackle 2, Bradford in the mood, they're in the groove already right at the start of this second half as Tyranot goes scampering out a dummy half. He's made 15 metres, wrapped up there by Hennigan. Also coming in was Will Evans as that sort of last line of Whitehaven defence as Makin now takes a short ball and he makes 15 metres down the middle. Bradford just outside the Whitehaven 20 here. Right at the start of this second half. As we said, Bradford certainly look in the mood to score some points this afternoon as Jarrod Sammut now goes wide towards Fulton. Fulton puts the fending on 1, 2, offloads the ball out wide towards Myers. 4 Whitehaven defenders stop Jaden Myers from crossing the line in at the corner. He's on the last tackle here, Jaden Myers, plays the ball. Ball goes back to Sammut, crossfield kick a la Aussie rules, looking for Lehman, and Lily's going to score the try, but the kick chase from the Bulls is adjudged offside inside the 10 by the officials. Lily applied the downward pressure after the error from the Whitehaven centre who lost the ball forward. And it remains 34-0 as Bradford have just conceded their second penalty of the afternoon. And the call's gone against Max Lehman, who just put a little bit of pressure there on Will Evans. So 2 penalties to 1 favouring the Cumbrians. Those half-time scores once again: Batley 10, Swinton 0, Halifax 14, Barrow 0, 0-0 scoreless at Norton Park between Widnes and Featherstone. And at the LNER, it's York Knights 24, Dewsbury Rams 6. We're almost coming towards the point in the season where Dewsbury could be relegated next week. Whitehaven looking for a response here. The game's probably gone, even by Bradford's shaky standards in recent weeks, at 34 points to 0. But it must be all about building towards what will be a crucial game for Whitehaven at home against Doncaster next Sunday at the Recreation Ground. Whitehaven now 15 away from the Bradford line. Newton's in there at dummy half after Ott and Dorrow bring down McCarran. They go left with Mason to Gebbe. Gebbe floats it back on the inside, and it's a bit of a standing start there for Tom Worthington, who will play the ball 5 away from the Bradford line underneath the post on the 5th and last tackle. Bradford 34, Whitehaven 0 as Hannigan kicks through, but Taufua's taken that one, and Taufua looks for support, finds it from Holmes. Holmes has lost the ball, and Bradford have come up with another error early on in the second half, and that has allowed Whitehaven effectively 2 early sets on the Bradford line now, as Evans on tackle 1 will move it lateral and head down towards the post. He's underneath the post here now, Newton dummy half. Whitehaven looking for their first score of the afternoon here as the PNG Hunters star knows Kevin Apple really well. Adine Gebbe, he's brought down by Fulton and Dorrow. Bradford showing a lot of energy and effort in defence in sweltering hot energy-sapping conditions. That will please Eamon O'Carroll thus far. There's a 0 next to Whitehaven's name on the scoreboard as Hannigan gives the ball along the line there, but that is going to be taken in by Ben Hersey-Horde, but he's wrapped up there by Appo. They're on the last tackle, Whitehaven, as Newton goes short, and Whitehaven double movement against the Whitehaven forward, according to the officials. So Tom Worthington adjudged to have been tackled short of the Bradford line. He's moved the ball forward in the act of scoring, and referee Cameron Worsley says that is a double movement. So Whitehaven going very, very close to troubling the scoreboard right at the start of the second half as Bradford fire the ball into touch on this main stand side. Well, Bradford's ever-changing side in 2024 when you factor in injuries and suspensions. It's clearly played a major part in Bradford's season, often certainly disrupting and affecting team cohesion and connectivity. And as we approached round 19 this afternoon, Bradford's previous 25 games in all competition, Eamon O'Carroll had been forced to make 83 changes. He's made 5 this afternoon, taking it to 88 changes throughout the season. That works out at an average of nearly 4 changes a game, with 45 players used so far. So certainly Eamon O'Carroll will be wanting to reassure supporters that there'll be less changes and more cohesion from the Bulls in 2025 as Bradford are awarded their 3rd set restart of the afternoon because Whitehaven just chancing the arm of the Leeds-based official Cameron Worsley. Tyrone Ott now inside the Whitehaven 20 finds Lilly. Lily's brought down 8 away, and Bradford with 3 tackles remaining. They're looking to get try number 7 of the afternoon right at the start of this second half as Pele has lost the ball backwards. Sammut's caught high. Referee's playing the advantage. Appo's wrapped up, and it's another set restart given against Whitehaven, and they're now really struggling in defence. There's a lot of tiredness there in the heat, in the sunshine, not able to deal with Bradford's go forward and momentum as Tyrone Ott goes short to Makin, and Makin will just crash over from 5 metres out. It's a double to Harvey Makin on his return to the action for the Bulls. Try number 7 of the afternoon. It's at the left-hand side of the post. Bradford about to hit 40 points for the first time this season in the Championship. 38 points to 0. Try number 7. And that was just simple, effective rugby league. Very soft defence, you've got to argue, but we're in the 45th minute, right at the start of this second half. And Harvey Makin, 2 tries, a try either side of half-time. And for the first time this season, are we about to see Bradford's ruthless streak come to the fore? As we say, they're applying a lot of pressure on this Whitehaven defensive line. They've not been able to deal with it, have Whitehaven. And Bradford controlling the game everywhere, running harder, tackling harder. Bradford doing the basics right this afternoon at Barracard Odsall, which will please Eamon O'Carroll, Lee Greenwood and Brian Noble. Kick predictor 100% for Jordan Lilly, right in front of the post. Bradford have just hit 40 points for the first time in the Championship this season. And with 35 minutes to go, that scoreline could be about to blow out. Bradford 40, Whitehaven 0. The Bulls charging and flying high at Odsall this afternoon. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. Well, the completion rate of Bradford's side will be really, really good. And I think what we've seen so far this afternoon, as we see Jake Mason get the restart back underway, is when Bradford do get those experienced players back, it's always going to help Bradford as a side. Certainly that sort of winless run over the last two games and the two games before it, with those defeats to Toulouse and Wakefield and Widnes and Barrow, either side of that round 16 win over York, certainly will be pleasing. Not just Eamon O'Carroll and the players, but also the fans in attendance this afternoon. Bradford, 20 shy of halfway. They have been given penalty number 4 of the afternoon, as Whitehaven are just flopping on, just trying to slow down the ruck. And that's one key area. You know, when we speak to Eamon during the week, I always ask him what the message is. And, you know, Bradford ticking those boxes of completing high, respecting the ball, sticking to the game plan. But Bradford now, they really are putting fatigue into this Whitehaven side, and they're breaking them down as Bradford now enter the Whitehaven 20 with Tyrone Ott, the 23-year-old former North Sydney Bears man, and he's playing the ball 12 away from the line. Lilly towards Holmes. Holmes with the dancing feet. Hop, skip and jump stuff there from Tom Holmes, the former Castleford Sheffield Batley man, wrapped up there in a two-man tackle underneath the Whitehaven post as Bradford look to score in at the corner with Lilly, but Edine Gebe is alert to the running threat there of scrum half Jordan Lilly, who will play the ball on top of the Whitehaven line. Referee Cameron Worsley just wants a controlled restart here, as it got a little bit scrappy there at the play of the ball, as Franklin Pele now charges, pass 1, pass 2, and he's got the ball down. The big man does well. Franklin Pele, he is the bulldozer, the human dump truck. He's just taken 7 Whitehaven players, swatted them, get out of the way. Franklin Pele's the name. Bradford's 8th try, and it's 44 points to 0 now. 49 minutes gone on the clock. That was spectacular from Franklin Pele. Well, Franklin Pele there, he just absolutely charged onto that short ball. And from 15 metres out, there was no stopping big Franklin Pele. He made his NRL debut against the Gold Coast back in 2021. The former Cronulla, Canterbury, Hull FC powerhouse forward. 23 years of age. Jordan Lilly, 15 in from touch. Well, the Bull supporters, they've not seen a performance like this all season long, and with Bradford in that mood, you almost feel they're going to relish and enjoy every moment of this one. There'll be a tough fixture here, a far tougher fixture against Featherstone next weekend, but certainly Bradford, they'll look to have that connectivity and cohesion this afternoon. An 8th try, a 7th conversion for Jordan Lilly. Bradford Bulls up and running early in this second half. It's 46 points to 0 on the scoreboard. Tries from Okimbo, Apo, Sammut, Doro, Myers, Pele, and a brace to Makin. Bradford sending out a real statement performance this afternoon in the sunshine at Barnacard Hudsall. Let's not forget Whitehaven doing it incredibly tough. 7 players missing. No Guy Graham, Oscar Duran, Jamie Durant, Hindmarsh, Connor Holliday, Joe Romeo and Luca Atkinson all missing. As Bradford now on the restart after their second try, after the interval, they're 8 for the game. They're already up to halfway here with Max Lehman. And now here goes George Taufua, tackle 2. They're 10 inside the Whitehaven half, and Whitehaven struggling to get back the 10-metre line here as Tyra Knott now darts through. He's wrapped up there by McCarran and Worthington. They go short with Lilly on the left. Doro looks for a hole. Bounces off 1, bounces off 2. Aribi Doro is like a caged beast. He's got the ball down on the line, but the officials disagree. They're saying no, the former Warrington Halifax forward. That would have been one of the tries of the season for Aribi Doro, but he's adjudged to have knocked on 2 metres out from the line. And we'll have a closer look at that one. But look at the speed. You know, you've got Pele punching holes. Doro just goes past Newton. And we've got to give credit where credit's due here to Matt Walsh, the Toulouse loanee, on loan from the club in the south of France. It was his tackle late on Doro. Doro's not happy. He's having a word here as the scrum's about to form with Cameron Worsley. He's saying he's got the ball down. Very difficult to tell on the replay on the screen, but it remains Bradford 46, Whitehaven 0. Bradford just coming up there with error number 5 of the game thus far. Well, the momentum right at the start of this second half, you felt it might have just been turning Whitehaven's way after some half-time encouragement from John Tigorley. If the rumours are to believe, John Tigorley will leave Whitehaven in the off-season and he'll take up the vacant post at Workington. There's a lot of championship news to come out in the coming weeks. We keep saying we're going to do a West Yorkshire Rugby League Championship sort of podcast show. Maybe we should. Here we go now, Whitehaven just trying to do the basics right and try and get back in this game. Game's gone. But it's all about respectability now. With 28 minutes to go, as Mason on the last tackle will kick into space. Whitehaven have come up with another error here as the knock-on is underneath, or should I say, 20 metres out from the post. And that was Mac Walsh there with the black scrum cap. Whitehaven have a player down injured, so referee Cameron Worsley will stop the clock. But the decision will go the way of the Bulls, and we're about to see Sam Hallis and Mitch Suter come on the field here. So we've just seen something a little bit different from Whitehaven's attacking box of tricks there. A little chip over the top early in the count from Jake Mason. Just caught Franklin Pele out of position in the centre field. It's looking like Aribi Doro might just have to leave the field here with what looks like a bit of an arm injury on the wrist. We'll see if Aribi Doro comes back on, but he's just nursing that left-hand wrist here. So Tyra Knott comes off for Mitch Suter, and Sam Hallis replaces Aribi Doro. Well, we mentioned Whitehaven doing it tough with the injuries. Bradford also doing it tough. 9 injured this afternoon. No Lee Gaskell, Chester Butler, Eben Skur, Dan Smith, Billy Jowett, Jordan Baldwinson, Joe Arundel, John Davis and Kieran Gill, who will certainly be hoping he's fit and ready in time for the playoffs after suffering his hip injury in the act of scoring against Barrow last weekend. John Davis, we're told, just a knock, nothing too serious. So Whitehaven are going to get head and feed at the scrum here. The officials have reversed their decision. They will say the first knock-on was by the Bradford Bulls before Mac Walsh knocked the ball forward towards the Bradford line. So it's West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. We have got 25 minutes to go in this one. And there's a penalty here to Whitehaven because Franklin Pele has been pinged by the official for pushing at the scrum. So 4 penalties to 3 now. A chance here now for Whitehaven to attack Bradford's defence, which has been pretty solid in this game. 46 points to 0 the Bulls lead here. Newton gives the ball there towards King. Twisting, turning, 2 metres out, just shy of the line. Fulton, Suter in defence. 10 non-UK based players for the Bulls. History made at Odsall this afternoon, as we see Makin and Pele come in and wrap up Evans. They're underneath the post here, Whitehaven. 2 away. Ball goes on this right-hand edge towards Ryan King, and King's held up over the line, and that's great defence there. When you talk about the commitment and the energy, but referee Cameron Worsley has got Bradford Bulls offside inside the 10. So 4 penalties apiece now. And a chance now for Whitehaven to have what will be a 4th set of 6 on the Bradford line, if you include the original one before the knock-on, the penalty, and then another penalty here. Referees to stop the clock because Sam Hallis is tying his shoelaces, his bootlaces. Well, that'll allow Whitehaven to take a little bit of a breather as well, but it will be Evans who'll tap the ball 10 metres out to Hannigan. Hannigan now to Worthington, and Worthington's having a run towards the post. He's brought down 2 metres out. They're right on top of the Bradford line here, Whitehaven. Can they breach Bradford's defensive line here? Here goes Gebbe. Gebbe runs left, runs right, straightens up, can't get past Lilly. Good defence there from the Bulls. They're still 2 metres out here, Whitehaven, as King twists, turns. He's pushed back in the field of play. Good defence from Pele, Fulton and Suter. Bradford numbering up, working hard in 2s and 3s. It's 46 points to 0, remember, as Mason's caught high now by Fulton, as Mason will receive the penalty. So it's now a 5th set of 6 that Whitehaven have received, and all of a sudden the Bulls faithful getting a little bit frustrated with the perception that these are going the way of the visitors. But to be fair to Cameron Worsley, he's got it absolutely spot on. Fulton just went above Mason's right shoulder blade into the side of the face, and it's getting a little bit sloppy and scrappy out there as Newton pinches one over from dummy half, but he's held up. Back to the 10 we go. Michael Lawrence about to come on the field here for the Bradford Bulls. This is phenomenal, exceptional defence here, which will really please Eamon O'Carroll. A 5th consecutive attacking set, and Whitehaven still on 0 points here. Newton will play the ball. Hannigan to Gebbe. Gebbe attacks his PNG fella comrade, Apo, and he'll get to his feet. 5 away from the line. Back in centre field here now with King. Ball goes along the line, and Whitehaven still 10 metres out now from that Bradford line. 4 tackles gone, 1 remaining. Well, this is the most pleasing aspect of Bradford's performance thus far, is this defensive show of solidity and resilience and defiance, as Whitehaven now move the ball over towards this main stand side, but Makin and Lilly crunch and munch up. They're on the last tackle, Whitehaven, still 10 metres out in front of the post. Newton goes on a run out of dummy half, draws the defence. Mason crossfield kick, targets Okinbaugh. Okinbaugh will palm it dead. Goal line drop out forced. It is now a 6th set of 6, a 6th consecutive set of 6 that Bradford have had to defend on their own line, and this will surely be taking a little bit of energy out of Bradford's play, but you know, they're certainly soaking up all this offensive pressure from Whitehaven here, and it remains Bradford Bulls 46, Whitehaven 0. So Sammut from underneath the Bradford post here in the sunshine. He will put boot to ball, and that one will go up and over halfway, taken on the full by Hannigan. Hannigan now gives it to Shaw. Shaw will take tackle 1, 10 inside the Bradford half of the field. And look at that for Bulls' defence, as we see Hallis come herring up from underneath his own post alongside Mitch Suter. They're moving the ball over on that left-hand side now of Whitehaven, and they find themselves 20 metres away from the Bulls line on tackle number 2. They're going to come back down the middle here with Lachlan Hannigan, and he's going to be wrapped up there in a 2-man tackle. They're 15 out now, just to the right-hand side of the post. A quick play the ball there by the Australian towards Gebbe, and Gebbe, a handful for Bradford to deal with, offloads the ball out the back, and that's going to go into the arms here of Hersey Horde, the Halifax Panthers loanee, and he's rolled over 5 away from the Bradford line on tackle number 4. Newton in at dummy half. Ball goes on that left-hand side. It's another penalty here because someone has gone in late on one of the Whitehaven players, so it's a 7th consecutive set of 6, and referee Cameron Worsley incurring the wrath and the beseechment of the Bull supporters below here. And Sammut now just reading the riot act to his side, saying there's no need to do what we're doing here. And Cameron Worsley is going to send someone for 10 minutes. Bradford's 13th sin bin of the season. Well, we're not quite sure who it is. It's Franklin Pele. He's pointing towards Franklin Pele. So Pele becomes Bradford's 13th player who's been sent to the sin bin this year. 46 points to 0. We're in the 56th minute. A sin bin to Franklin Pele. Well, Bradford's discipline has improved considerably since the round 15 home loss to Wakefield. They've had no player in the bin in the last 3 games. But Franklin Pele, he has been sent to the sin bin by the referee for a late tackle. So Whitehaven now a 7th consecutive set of 6. Balls come off the foot of the Whitehaven man, and the play will continue. Newton out of dummy half to Gebby, who runs a short diagonal run towards the corner. Now he kicks through himself. That's come off a Bradford foot. So an 8th consecutive set of 6 Bradford are having to defend. So 8 consecutive sets of 6. Whitehaven have had the ball on this Bradford line, and they're down to 12 men. Whitehaven, they've lost the ball. Apple picks it up. Listen to the cheers from the Bradford faithful after 8 consecutive sets of 6 and 4 penalties and the sin binning of Franklin Pele. Bradford have kept the 0 on the scoreboard. And now Taufua's been held down in the tackle, and he will receive a penalty. And all of a sudden, we praised a low penalty count. We were, I think, at 4 penalties in the first half. We've now had 12, 8 penalties at the start of this second half. We've got 22 minutes to go in this one, and Sammut will drill this ball deep into touch. So Pele in the bin. Castle coming back on here for Whitehaven. John Tagorley limited options this afternoon with just Corkle, Campbell and Worthington on the bench. Sam Ackroyd not allowed to feature against his parent club, and we're 15 out now from the Whitehaven line of Bradford after a big run there from Jaden Ockenbaugh. Suter. Bradford have lost the ball here. Butterfingers time. Not quite sure who it was from Bradford who come up with the ball. I think it was young Harvey Makin. It was young Harvey Makin. Just gets a few pats on the back there from Sammut. And the pressure let off. So second half's got a little bit sloppy and scrappy as we head towards the hour mark. Just the 2 tries from Makin and Pele right at the start of the second half. I think Bradford just will be looking to sprinkle a bit of renewed focus on this performance here as Michael Lawrence about to come back on the field for his second stint of the afternoon. No secret, Michael Lawrence brings a lot of respect and leadership and guidance and also calmness to proceedings for Bradford. So 46 points to 0 here. We've just hit the hour mark, 20 minutes to go. Bradford's biggest point scoring of the season as Whitehaven now have lost the ball. 10 shy of halfway. And Jordan Lilly, his celebrations are going to be short-lived here because Whitehaven get the ball. They're saying Bradford have knocked it on. So all of a sudden, the penalty count has crept up, and now the error count has crept up. Bradford up to error number 7 of the afternoon, Whitehaven on 10. Scrum head and feed to the Cumbrians. Well, certainly there's effort and energy in defence by the Bradford Bulls in this second half. They've just gone away from respecting possession a little bit, one feels. But then so have Whitehaven, as Whitehaven now have lost the ball from the scrum. But I think Cameron Worsley is going to sprinkle a little bit of sympathy officiating on the Cumbrians, and he'll allow them to go again. So Lachlan Hannigan now will put the ball in the scrum, 10 shy of halfway, as Adine Gebbe is wrapped up by Lehman and Suter. It's just getting a little bit disjointed, a little bit disconnected out there as we see Lucas Castle charge onto a ball, and he'll carry Whitehaven inside the Bradford half of the field after a neat little offload back to Hersey Horde, and Hersey Horde's wrapped up there by Lily, around about 45 away from the Bradford line. So 19 left on the clock here at Barnacard Odsall. Bradford 8 tries to 0, 46-0 on the scoreboard. Whitehaven yet to trouble the scoreboard operator this afternoon as Jaden Myers comes in and puts a big tackle in on Rio Corkell. And referee Cameron Worsley will say scrum, head and feed, although he wants to speak to the touch judge here. It will be head and feed to the Bradford Bulls. It's an error apiece, says the Leeds-based official Cameron Worsley. Only his second appearance in the middle this season. Whitehaven now up to error number 11. Well, wherever you are listening this afternoon, we've got a lot of people listening. We've got Tracy Myers listening on holiday with the rest of the Myers family, and they'll be pleased that Jaden managed to cross in that first half. We've got Dan Lang and Kylie in Zante. I'm not sure if Kylie's Dan's missus or if it's another Kylie, who knows. It's Adam Johnson listening in Huddersfield, Keith Harrell, Mick Dobson from Clayton, China Bull in China, Mary, Goa, India. Bradford now moving the ball down the middle here with Michael Lawrence. His leadership and calmness might just spark the Bulls into second gear again here as he moves the ball down that right-hand edge with Zach Fulton in what is appearance number 20 of the season for the former Manly Sea Eagle, as we see Jaden Myers now take a short ball from Suter. Bradford 10 away from the Whitehaven line. It's been a long time since they've been down here, but it is the last tackle as Sammut links crossfield with Lily. Lily, lovely cut ball to Lehman to Taufua, and Tafua's in at the corner. Bradford hit 50, try number 9 of the afternoon, and after repelling 8 consecutive sets of 6 from the visitors, Whitehaven couldn't break down the Bulls' defence, and they've gone up the other end and capitalised and scored. 63 minutes gone on the clock, 17 left, 9 tries, and Bradford up to 50. So George Taufua getting on the act in what will be his return. He's missed the last 3 against York, Widnes and Barrow, so he'll be looking for a big performance, a big showing. And Bradford hit the half-century. Well, the bookies were saying Whitehaven were getting only a 28-point start this afternoon. So the Bulls finding themselves in very good attacking positions. And it was just well-structured play there. A lot of calmness to that play. There was no overplaying. It was simple. The quick fire play the ball. Lawrence had done the hard yards. Bradford down to 12 men, remember, with Pele in the sin bin. And the 12 men of Bradford repel those sets of 6 from Whitehaven and then go up the other end and score. Quite spectacular. That'll be a huge positive for Eamon O'Carroll to digest. So George Taufua, his 6th try of the season. Bradford's biggest win and a very strong performance this afternoon. Kick predictor here for Jordan Lilly. 39%, right on this main stand touchline. He does have a little bit of a swirling wind to contend with as Lily looks to pilot this one between the posts, which he does. Spectacular accuracy there from the touchline. Bradford Bulls 52 now. Whitehaven 0 on West Yorkshire Radio Bulls TV. Lily 8 from 9. Just over 15 minutes left on the clock. And I'm kind of guessing the next 15 minutes or so are going to show whether or not Bradford have that real ruthless streak. We've not really seen it this season. Bradford now on the restart with Jaden Ockingbaugh, 25 out from his own try line over on that right-hand side. They move it down the middle, tackle 2 with Hallis. Pele's been told he's got 2 more minutes in the sin bin. Suter to Lawrence, and Lawrence just drives it in towards Castle and Ainley. Good captain's knock from Michael Lawrence this afternoon. He's 5 metres shy of halfway. Souttar's in at dummy half to Lily. Now offloads the ball to Fulton. Well, we'll put the poll up on Bradford Bulls Facebook Live, and we'll give you the 4 players in just a moment after this set of 6. But there's quite a lot of players to choose from this afternoon as Lily now lays it off to Appo. I think Kevin Appo is almost certainly going to be in that man of the match poll for his efforts this afternoon. They're on the last tackle, the Bulls. Fresh after points, making it to the last. Sammut's kick towards Ockenbaugh towards the corner. Ockenbaugh just knocks the ball forward, tried to scoop it and palm it behind him to Myers. And Whitehaven in possession now. A fresh set of 6 for John Tigorley's side with 14 minutes left on the clock. Bradford 52, Whitehaven 0. I think the 4 players this afternoon, we're going to put in Jaden Myers in there for his efforts in both attack and defence, and certainly covering in the absence of Kieran Gill. And with Kieran Gill missing for the foreseeable, it's looking like Jaden Myers has a very, very big hole, you know, and a lot of responsibility to fill. We're also going to put Jarrod Sammut in there for his influence in the halves, in pulling the strings alongside Kevin Appo. And I just think for sheer impact of what he's done here as Whitehaven kick early in the count, but Sammut alert to the danger. We've just seen that game management and alertness there from Sammut. We're going to put young Harvey Makin as well. We could put Doro in there, but I think Harvey Makin, you know, he was very disappointed not to feature against Barrow last week. He really has put in a big shift and 2 big tries for the Wigan youngster. So those are the 4 on the poll. You can vote for that. As George Taufua very nearly lifted above the horizontal 10 inside the Whitehaven half, but he's put very gracefully down there by Lucas Castle. So Bradford hunting a 10th try as Souttar goes sniping out a dummy half, lassoed by Mason, and he's 5 metres out now underneath the post. Holmes to Pele, who's back on from the bin. Pele can't get the ball down. He's held up over the line. That will please John Tigorley, but once again, Bradford turning over possession on top of that Whitehaven try line, and the scoreboard remains Bradford Bulls 52, Whitehaven 0. So yeah, let us know who the man of the match is. We did post on the Bulls Live page earlier on this week that because of the performances this season, which have varied in all sorts of degrees, there is only 2 players who are tied on 3 man of the match appearances apiece, Zach Fulton and Sam Hallas. So Kevin Appo's in there, he's on 2. Jaden Myers is in there on 2 as well. So Whitehaven, 20 metres out from their own try line here on West Yorkshire Radio, winning what will be their 8th penalty of the afternoon, because Cameron Worsley has spotted hands in at the ruck, according to the interpretation there from the young Leeds officials. So Jake Mason will fire the ball into touch. Big rumours that Jake Mason was indeed coming to Bradford next year, but the rumour mill is saying he has signed for the Widnes Vikings next year. Maybe we should do that championship podcast. Who knows? Maybe we'll record something tomorrow. There's a heck of a lot of rumours and stuff bubbling under the surface. So here we go. Whitehaven, fresh set of 6, 5 inside the Bradford half of the field. The 0 will be the most pleasing aspect of the performance thus far for Eamon O'Carroll's side, as we see Ben Hersey-Horde rolled over in a 2-man tackle. Appo still working his backside off in defence alongside Michael Lawrence. Hersey-Horde plays the ball. Newton goes short here to Castle. It goes to Evans, and Taufua just wraps up Will Evans. Big ball cruncher of a tackle there from George Taufua. Evans to his feet. Newton dummy half to Gebbe. Kicks through early, does Gebbe. Gebbe's chasing it, but it's missed everybody, and it's picked up by Tom Holmes. Scoreboard remains Bradford 52, Whitehaven 0, and the clock's about to be stopped because Whitehaven have a player down injured, and as you'll see on the Bulls TV vision, it's affecting play, although Cameron Worsley just has a little look, but he will stop the clock here because Whitehaven do have a player down. Well, without further ado, we'll tell you what the latest scores are elsewhere in the championship. Here at Barracard Odsal, it is Bradford 52, Whitehaven 0. We've got just over 10 minutes to go. At Mount Pleasant, it's Batley Bulldogs 20, Swinton Lions 6. It's still Halifax in control against Barrow by 26 points to 12. Featherstone leading Widnes by 8 points to 0. That will mean Bradford will be back in the top 4 this afternoon, and Bradford will have every chance of finishing in the top 2 with Sheffield and Toulouse dropping points earlier on this round. And York, they're not giving up the ghost yet of the playoffs. They lead Dewsbury Rams by 36 points to 0. And just a quick look at that Widnes game. Ben Reynolds with all the points at Norton Park, a try, a conversion and a penalty. So that will be Widnes' first defeat in 5, as we see Will Evans leave the field. So Will Evans looks like he is done. He is over for the afternoon, and that's good to see. The Bradford Bulls doctor and physio staff helping the Whitehaven centre. So Owen McCarron, who's just left the field, has to come back on, and Bradford now will have a tilt inside the Whitehaven half of the field as Fulton offloads the ball behind him to Sammut. Sammut now to Myers, and Myers is halted 5 metres or so inside that Whitehaven half in a centre field position. So we've just hit the final 10 minutes of this game. Bradford hunting for what would be a 10th try and potentially more points, but job very much well done so far here at Odsal. 52 points to 0. Sammut on the last tackle, links with Lilly. Lilly drops the jummet, drops the shoulder. Holmes kicks through. Ball goes back to Lilly. Touch to Whitehaven. Hand, according to the officials. So tackle count resets, reloads. And good thinking there from Jordan Lilly. Wrapped up there by Corkle and Hersey Horde. Suter goes short towards Apo. Apo towards the line. He's grounded the ball. Kevin Apo has somehow grounded the ball with 3 Whitehaven defenders around him. And it's the Prince of PNG who has a double in the sunshine at Odsal Stadium. 56 points to 0 here at Barnacard Odsal. 72 minutes gone on the clock. Bradford 10 tries this afternoon in white hot scintillating form. Bradford are back in the groove. Well, the challenge now for the Bradford Bulls is to rise to the challenges on the horizon. Those tough games against Featherstone here next weekend, if they are to go to Widnes and then their winning run, and then Doncaster away after their win against Toulouse. But what's good, and you can see it out there on the field, is that the Bulls players have clearly stuck together through the tough times, and it's really pleasing and probably good for Eamon O'Carroll to see the lads enjoying playing to the game plan. They've been very, very clinical with ball in hand, the Bradford Bulls this afternoon, taking all their opportunities, and it is showing for the first time this season. You're probably seeing a full 80-minute performance. So kick predictor turned on for Kevin Apo's second try of the afternoon. 44%. And Jordan Lilly, 5 metres in from touch. Can he continue his impressive goal kicking this afternoon? Yes, he can. Another 2 points to Bradford's total. We've got 6 minutes to go at Barnacard Odsal. Bradford Bulls running riot in the sunshine. It's the Bulls 58, Whitehaven 0. Well, just a quick reminder of what's coming up next week. Back at Barnacard Odsal for round 20 of the Championship. That will be one of the games of the season. Bradford Bulls against Featherstone Rovers. Bradford looking for a rare double against their West Yorkshire opponents, as Whitehaven have gone short with a restart, and Kevin Apo is running towards the line. He's running towards the post, and Kevin Apo has run nearly 60 metres with the ball, but it's a tackle, a crash bang wallop tackle from Curtis Thier that has stopped Kevin Apo from potentially breaching Whitehaven's line and getting an unlikely hat-trick here, because he's lost the ball forward on contact with the ground. Whitehaven back in possession, and the crowd were certainly in electric form there, cheering their PNG Prince for what would have been his hat-trick score. No one probably more deserving out there on the field this afternoon than Kevin Apo. Personally, if I'm giving a man of the match, I'm giving it to Kevin. King Kev gets my West Yorkshire Radio accolade man of the match. So we're in the final 5 minutes here. Displaying down time. Whitehaven on the last tackle, 10 shy of halfway. Newton kicks out a dummy half. turns around Lehman and Holmes. Holmes takes it 5 away from his line. And Tom Holmes is going to move the ball over on that right-hand side as he moves the ball on the right towards Ockimbo. Attendance confirmed at Odsall this afternoon, 2,902. So just slightly down on what Bradford have been getting. And, you know, it's always a difficult ask with summer holidays and this sunshine keeping people away. But certainly Bradford's average over the last 3 years still comfortably well above the 3,000 marker for the IMG points. But certainly, if anyone's listening to this, who are a rugby league fan in general, get to Odsall next Sunday for that gripper. Round 20, Bradford-Featherstone. We're live on air, same time, 20 to 3 next week. That one should be a real delicious fixture. As we see Sammut now linking with Lily. Lily kicks early in the count into space. Fulton chasing. Lily chasing his own kick. Jordan Lilly very nearly regathered possession there. And that was a great effort there from Jordan Lilly. A lot of effort there. A lot of energy in that kick chase. And as we play down time here, Bradford 58, Whitehaven 0. Bradford are going to finish above Widnes, you feel. Well, I'm glad Mr. Seabrook, who's here in attendance this afternoon. Good to see Seabrook Crisps sponsoring and putting money into the Bradford Bulls, a very well-known national crisp brand that started life from a factory in Ollerton all them years ago. They're now down on the Euroway estate. And if anyone from Seabrooks is listening to this or watching this back as Whitehaven kick on the last, on halfway, a high-hanging kick for Holmes to take, please, Seabrook, bring back those light green crisp packets. They're called Spring Onion. As a youngster, I must have gone through about 1,000 of those. So I'm certainly going in the South Bank after the game to speak to Eamon O'Carroll, and if I do see Mr. Seabrook, I'll be having a word with him to potentially bring those back. But here at Odsall, as we let's talk about the crisps and more positive about the performance. Bradford 58, Whitehaven 0 now. Good, comfortable win for Bradford. A lot of positives as Fulton is lifted above the horizontal and dumped on halfway. We've got 2 minutes to go on the clock. Penalty count is Bradford 6, Whitehaven 8. And they're going down to 10. Sorry, they're going down to 12 men here. Referee Cameron Worsley says it's dangerous, and Whitehaven will finish the final 2 minutes of this game with just 12 men. Just seen a replay of that tackle. Hersey Horde, yeah, he'll be a little bit frustrated with himself for doing that. He didn't really need to lift the legs of Fulton and lifting above the horizontal. Well, there's still time on the clock. Can Bradford hit 60 points? Can they get an 11th try of the afternoon as Suter loses the ball and Whitehaven pick it up, and they're away here with Jake Mason, and Mason's pass back on the inside is dumped on by Lawrence, and Lawrence has possession. Referee will say that Whitehaven played the advantage. The hoot is imminent here. It's a crazy finish to this game, but there we go, full time for potentially the first time in 2020.